West Ham United have signed Danny Ings for 50 million, according to Sky Sports. Now, we're still awaiting official confirmation from Aston Villa or West Ham United. So it's not done until I've seen him, A, with a shirt, and B, with pictures of the hospital with those pads on him getting his medical done. It ain't done. So it's not 100% yet, but Sky Sports are reporting that it is done, and Danny Ings is a West Ham United player for a fee of 50 million. We got linked heavily with him last night, and there was a lot of rumours, a lot of noise that we were in advanced talks with him, and I was trying to not get excited, but that Sky Sports thing has tipped me over the edge. I have to confess, I am now really, really excited. For longer-term subscribers of Hammers Chat, you'll know the story. I've wanted Danny Ings for years at West Ham. When he was at Liverpool, I was convinced that West Ham should go get Danny Ings. Obviously, went to Southampton, etc., etc., and it's become a bit of a running joke between myself and the subscribers of Hammers Chat, and Gonzo takes the mick as well. But I just think he's a fantastic footballer. And he's finally a West Ham man in time for the Everton game on Saturday. West Ham 1, Everton 0. Danny Ings off the bench to score the winner. You heard it here first. I'll tell you what, though. This is a great signing for us. Now, the funny thing is, a couple of years ago, when we were finishing 6 and 7, I wouldn't have wanted Danny Ings. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have wanted Danny Ings. And the reason being because of his age and because of his injury history. So for that reason, I'd have been against it. But we're no longer 6th and 7th in the league. We're in the bottom 3. We need goals. Goals usually equates to points, and then obviously that would equate to survival. Now, this is only half the problem. The other half is the creativity. Danny Ings doesn't score from 35 yards every week. He's not Gareth Bale. He needs chances. But I'll tell you what, he's clinical. Often you'll see the statistics coming out that West Ham are creating chances, or West Ham are expected to score more goals than they currently have done in the league. Now, the eye test, from what I've seen, I would dispute those statistics and say, well, I don't really feel like it, but that's the numbers. So I would suggest that we're perhaps missing somebody just sticking the back in there. Like I said, I think we're missing somebody to provide for that guy as well. But Danny Ings is almost a dead cert as you're going to get in the January transfer window, especially when you're in the bottom 3. Danny Ings scores goals. He scores goals. He struggled at Liverpool. That's fine. Failing to step up to Liverpool doesn't make you a bad player. But wherever else he's been, whether it be Burnley, Southampton, he scores goals. Even at the minute this season, he's got, I think it's the 12th best goals per minute record in the Premier League. And the top 2 you can discount because one of them is Nielsen of Arsenal. He's played about half an hour. So you can discount the first 2 because of their lack of minutes. His goal scoring record is fantastic. In the past, he has had injury issues. There is absolutely no doubt about that. But that's why we can afford him. That's why he's 15 million. Injury-wise, this season, last season, it's not that bad. If you think he's injury-prone, have a guess at how many games he's missed in the last season and a half, and then go look it up. The reason I say look it up is because I forgot. I had a look a couple of days ago. It's either 5 or 8 games. It's not. I think it's 8. It's not much. This season, he's missed no games due to injury. He's been fit all season. Yes, he's had big injury problems, and it is a gamble. But I'll tell you what's a bigger gamble. Not signing anybody or relying on Michail Antonio, who's done a podcast recently. And I'm not going to lie, from what I've heard from Antonio, I'm not very impressed by it. If he wants to go, let him go kind of thing. And I will say this, right? I will say this. Should the worst case scenario happen, which is we get relegated this season, Danny Ings is exactly the type of striker you need in the Championship to get you back into the Premier League. So it's somebody that's probably safeguards against the future. He can still do a job in the Premier League. We've seen it this season. He's been scoring for Aston Villa this season. And he'll definitely do a job in Championship should we get relegated. But this gives me a bit more confidence that we will stay up. There's still, like I said, there's still issues at the club. There's a managerial situation. There's a lack of creativity at the club as well. But these players were the players that were scoring goals the last couple of seasons, no problem. We didn't have a problem scoring goals last season or the season before that. Nobody's left in terms of the creative side of it. Nobody has departed. So the talent is there. It's just not working at the minute. But Danny Ings is a goal scorer. Obviously, this would make me a little bit worried. There's a lot of rumours going around that Scamacca's out for a month. the speed of this signing would perhaps suggest that is true. Tell you what, Danny Ings likes signing for a club quick and quiet, doesn't he? He did it with Aston Villa, remember, when he went from Southampton to Villa, just got announced and everybody was like, hang about, what's happened here? It's happened again. We got told last night, 10, 11 p.m. it came out. Mike McGrath put out that West Ham had made a bid for Danny Ings, and woke up this morning. West Ham were in advanced talks. 9:15 in the morning, Sky Sports reporting it's done. I mean, how quick was that? We've managed to get it done really, really quickly. In regards to Danny Ings, like I said, I think he's a really good striker. He's not as fast as he used to be, but he's strong. He's a lot more mobile than what people think. But he is a goal scorer. He's a bloody good goal scorer too. And I've seen him score all sorts of goals, whether it's with his head, whether it's poaching, whether it's outside the area, whether he's got the ball and he's had a couple of defenders in front of him and he's been able to create a bit of space and put it in the back of the net. He's a really, really good striker for us. And 15 million for a proven Premier League goal scorer. I know he's 30, but that's why he's 15 million. But that's cheap. That is cheap. I think I don't want to use the phrase bargain. I think it's fair. I think it's a fair price for a 30-year-old that's had injury problems in the past. But at the same time, it's 15 million for somebody that if you can keep fit for the rest of the season, he will score goals. I mean, I'll say it now. He'll probably finish the season as our top goal scorer. He probably will. I mean, it's not that much. It's not that difficult. I think what's back at that Benrahma's on 4 or 5 each. There's a chance Danny Ings will be our top goal scorer in the league this season, and he's joining us on the 19th of January. Hopefully, starting on Saturday against Everton. But I'll be honest with you. I'm absolutely made up. I am buzzing. I've wanted to see him at West Ham for years, for absolute years. I wanted to see him at West Ham. We've joked so often that Danny Ings is the person to get, and it looks like we might finally have our man. This does raise questions, of course, as to who's buying him. Is it David Moyes or, there's he's obviously got history, Danny Ings, with Sean Dyche at Burnley, haven't they? They got promoted together. Danny Ings was playing under Sean Dyche, and then he got his move to Liverpool off the back of that as well. So there's, I say, a conspiracy theory. There's an educated wondering, if you like, that maybe this would indicate who David Moyes' replacement will be if we were to get rid of David Moyes at the weekend. We've gone and got the striker that Sean Dyche enjoyed having. One of the most successful strikers under Sean Dyche is at West Ham now. So would that lure in Sean Dyche, perhaps? Is it somebody that Dyche perhaps wanted? We'll have to wait and see. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to take your thoughts. So for 5 minutes or something, I'm going to turn to the live chat now. So get your thoughts in. Like I said, we're still waiting on the official confirmation. I'm just checking we've not got it yet. Gonzo will do a video later once it has, but he's got his medical today, apparently. So maybe that's what the deal is. Maybe the deal's agreed. We're just waiting for the medical part to be done. Right, let's see what you're all saying. Christopher says, always found Ings impressive at Southampton and all over the pitch contribution. Really good in the air, defensively good. Quite often you'll see him back sort of defending corners or whatever, and he's the one heading it away and whatever. RJ said, don't get me wrong, I like Ings, but 200 million spent and we're in the doo-doo. Who is going to get the ball to him? Well, that's the problem. But like I said, the players last season and season before, we were scoring goals, and those players that were creating back then are still at the club. Perhaps Jared Bowen will make a good partnership with Danny Ings. If we can start getting Bowen back to what we saw last season, you've almost got, you're buying one player and you're getting 2 goal scorers out of it because something's happened to Jared Bowen this season. It's not clicking whatsoever. So we can get Bowen back to his best. Who knows? I like Danny Ings. I like his build. I like his hold-up play. I like his build-up play. Wayne says Ings likes playing for teams with Client Blue. It's a good signing. Jason said, I'm not sure that's a lot. Great player, very injury-prone. We love buying injury-prone players. We have to adapt the Red Bull model. Perhaps, but we're in the bottom 3, so we'll have to wait. Like I said, go check his injury record for the last season and a half. It's not many games. Skamaka's missed more this season for us than Ings has missed in the Premier League in the last season and a half. He's had 2 major injuries. There's no doubt about that. But I think to come back from those injuries and still go on and have the career he's had, I think is a testament to him as a person to some extent. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I hope this is all true, and he's in the squad for Saturday. He can make a big difference. Anthony thinks he'll do a job for us. Usual says, I'm really happy. I am really happy. I'm delighted. The voice says, I wanted Ings at West Ham for the last 5 years. At least we have someone who knows where the goal is. Lackey says that signing says to me that Antonio's going. I also think 2 up top could be more viable. Dean says Ings is such a good personality. We've missed a player like that in dressing room since Noble, Diop and Pierce left this season. Ian's telling me to calm down. No, I'm having fun, Ian. There's not been much positivity recently. This, for me, is positivity. I'm enjoying it. And we're doing the Everton preview lately, and I'm going to have to change the team I want to see now. Hammerhead Hardy said, prolific finisher, just needs a service. He will do the rest. Great signing. Now sell Antonio if he doesn't want to be here. Alex says Antonio put the boot into boys. He has. Antonio's podcast is pretty damning, so we'll have to we'll probably cover that tomorrow maybe. Alan says completely agree. In our position, you could get the 5-6 goals that will make the difference. The service and attacking mentality is key. So Tony says medical lol could take a while. Penalty taker, but very good point as well. James says he's really pleased. It's a great deal for 15 million. Hopefully, as we spent less on our striker target, then we have more to spend elsewhere. Percy saying it's a great signing, very direct, and would work great on his own and with a second striker. The one thing I will say, right, this is a little bit negative, believe it or not. I do have something negative regarding Danny Ings. The last Aston Villa game I watched, I can't even remember who they played. Anyway, Ollie Watkins went off early doors and Danny Ings came on. It must have been the Leeds game. I feel like, yeah, it was the Leeds one. And Villa weren't as effective. Danny Ings was very isolated up front and he really struggled. He can't do what Watkins does. Watkins is almost like what Antonio used to be, full of energy, really strong, lots of running. And Ings doesn't have that in the tank anymore. And I thought Villa massively missed Ollie Watkins when he went off. And this would probably be why Villa are open to selling him for 50 million. So then Emery can go get somebody a bit more Watkins than Danny Ings. But that's my only worry because, well, we play like Aston Villa did, which is an isolated striker up front. So that's my worry. That's my worry. Jack says he's excited for the game now. He was dreading it. Hammer 1999 says buzzing with his signing. Exactly what we need. Proven goal scorer and can create chances for himself. Most importantly, which has been a trademark of West Ham strikers in Antonio and Anantovic under David Moyes. Very, very true. Ryan's hoping for the Dyson Ings double act to save us. Probably the most efficient signing in our history. Don't know if I go that far. He's got big shoes to fill if he wants to be in the shoes of Hartson and Kitson for keeping us up. Keep him fit, and for the first time in a long time, become confident we will stay up. Gary thinks he is going to score on Saturday. Martin says, good signing, but he always seems like he's going to kick on to the next level and then doesn't seem to. I know he's had injuries still, which will have affected that. Dean says, Antonio off the Wolves with Dawson. Ings an ideal replacement. 6 goals for Villa is more than any of our players have managed. And he doesn't start every game. Often he's on the bench and coming on. Scarborough Hammer says, here we go. Danny Ings has scored 7 goals against Everton, which is most against any Premier League side. The one thing I will say about these statistics, right? I'm all for statistics, right? The one thing I will say is it's likely to be someone like Everton because Everton have been in the Premier League for the entirety of Danny Ings' career, whereas the likes of, West Ham, Newcastle, Leeds, Crystal Palace, whatever, we've been in the Championship probably at least one season maybe, while Danny Ings has been in the Premier League, but Everton have constantly been in the top flight while Danny Ings has been there. So that's why these stats could be a little bit lopsided. I mean, it's never going to be Brentford, is it? It's just never going to be Brentford. So that's why I take these things with a pinch of salt. Alan, do we think it confirms Antonio's departure? No. I think it confirms Scamacca's injured. Personally, I'm guessing. I am guessing. I think it possibly confirms that Scamacca is actually injured rather than that Antonio's heading out the door. Matthew says Ings is a leader and Rice will thrive with him in this squad. Irish Tommy says club will find something in medical. Tell Villa alone, then we'll buy him if he's okay. Malcolm hopes he starts on Saturday. Alex says, remember Moyes ruined Chicharito. Completely different striker, though, in my opinion. I think they're completely different strikers. Callum says, great to see you upbeat. It's been rough lately. Yeah, Ian was telling me to calm down. Ashley said, I'm not sure I like the signing. Screams desperation and worried it means something's going on. I don't know. It is desperation. I think it's possible to be both things, Ashley. I think it's possible to be a good signing and desperation. I think it's both of those things. Would we sign Danny Ings if we were 10th in the league right now? I'm not sure. But we're not. We're in the bottom three. It's time for desperate measures. And I think that is what Danny Ings is. And I'm okay with that. You know, I'm okay with it if that's why what he's done. Right, I'm going to skip the chat because, sorry, I'm well behind and I don't want to sit here all day. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up now. Gonzo do a video later. I might join him. I don't know. He hasn't invited me. Hopefully he does, and I'll get the official stats regarding Danny Ings and his injury record. But yeah, that's it. We're off to record a video with Darmesh. We're recording a video with Darmesh in literally 15 minutes. The Sky Sports reporter who comes on every transfer window and gives us the latest on West Ham news. And I was really looking forward to it, to get the latest scoop on Danny Ings. I'll still ask him about it, but yeah, kind of ruined my big headline, actually. But right, Danny Ings is a West Ham player, according to Sky Sports. Phil says, congratulations, your dream has come true. It has. I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. I pray it's true. We'll wait for the official confirmation, but hopefully Danny Ings is a West Ham player. If you've enjoyed this video, please do drop a like on it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Danny Ings is a West Ham player, according to Sky Sports. Catch you in a bit.